Hi, I'm going to be running through the Bristol Beacon warm-up program. I'm going to start off with the pulse raiser. So we'll start with our inchworms into our mountain climbers. So into our mountain climbers, make sure we've got a nice neutral spine, nice and flat, and we're going to work from 1 to 10. So start with a knee up position here, and we're going to drive up 1, and then 2, and then 3, 4, work it all the way through till we get to 10. Once we've done 10, we're going to do 4 inchworms. Start position, squeeze the glutes in, dropping down, keep the legs nice and straight, inching forward, just set position, then inching all the way back, touch your toes, drive up into our start position. Down, quickly run through to 4, squeeze forwards, 2, finally, into your last one. I want you to do that twice. It should take you around about 3 minutes, 2 minutes to do the whole thing. Next exercise, again our pulse raiser, we're going to work overhead, nice and stable through the upper body. Lock the arms out above. We're going to go through high knees. We're going to go through heel flicks. We're going to do some lateral squat work. And we're also going to do some work in a sagittal plane, just alternating into small lunges. So, feather band above the head, nice and stiff overhead. From that position there, we're going to high knees. And you can alternate in between. Heel flicks, again upper body nice and vertical. Lateral squats, change the feet, make sure flexing at the ankle, knee and the hip. Then into our lunges, not full lunges, just breaking through the knee and the hip, nice and controlled. I want you to work through a selection of them, keep your arms above your head, stay nice and vertical, not flexing forward. Again for around about 3 minutes, so we're working to our next bit. Once you're nicely warmed up, we're going to go through our mobility and our activation exercises. First exercise we're going to do is going to be our glute bridge raises. So our arms extended. So start position, laying down flat on the floor, making sure I've got a nice alignment through knees, ankles and hips. I'm working from there, and I want you to bring your toes off the floor through great activation through the glutes and great stabilisation work. Hands pointing up to the ceiling. From there, what I'm going to do is push up to your top position, hold for a second, and back down. Engage the glutes, drive up, working through the glutes itself. Hold in and back down. Squeeze, extend, hold. See that straight line between ankle, so through knee, hip and shoulder. And working through. Squeeze and drive. Squeeze and drive. Nicely controlled, get that full extension through the hip. Next exercise, we're going to work through our Spider-Man lunge with rotation. So when you get into your press-up position, step forwards. Make sure that foot is right up next to the hand. Extend the spine. Keep the chin up. Hold that position. Then the inside arm, I want to see you rotate and work to the ceiling. Make sure your head follows your arm round. Really looking at opening the chest out. Push this knee out. Externally rotating. 6 reps. Then we're going to change legs. Position here. Push the knee out. And then rotate up to the ceiling. Think about opening the chest out all the way through the movement. Next exercise is going to be our goblet squats, rotational goblet squats. Again, working on hip mobility. But to keep you're going to have one arm extended as well. So we're going to bring the knee up. We're going to extend out. We're going to drop down. We're going to raise the back arm. Push them knees out. Nice vertical torso. Back into our start position. Knee up, opposite side, push the knees out, raise the back arm, nice and vertical, drop down through. Again, working through, push, drop back down. Good range of motion, nice and deep through our squats. Okay? Next exercise we're going to work through again, good selection of reps, around about 8, 4 on each side. We're going to go into our semi-squat, keep the toes pointing forward, push the knees out, keep the chest vertical, bind, 1, 2. Stand up. Down through the hips, Torso upright, toes forwards, nice and controlled, nothing too fast. Down, stay down as I work across, back up. That's one for me. And work back up. Okay? So working on that adduction away from the body, nice and stable for our glute meets. Second exercise, or next exercise, single leg with free plane extension. So drop down, make sure you've got that triple flexion, knee, hip, and also ankle. So we're working flexion through there, nice and engaged for our spine and our abdominals. From there, I'm going to drop down, going to extend one leg, out, and work through there. Okay, from the sides, dropping down, work, drop three different planes, working through, nice and stable through the upper body. Make sure we hit both sides to around our 4 to 5 reps on each side. Next exercise is going to work on our global rounding, so flexion and our global extension. Key movement patterns in water polo. So we're going to lunge up. We start with our arms above our head. Nice and straight. Big long lunge. Drop down. We're going to round forwards. We're going to extend back. Push back to my start position. Lunging forwards. Dropping down. We're going to extend forwards. Again, to the back. Push forward. Again, go through selection of the exercise. Working on rounding and this extension. Glutes squeezing underneath, nice and engaged, nice and tall in our posture and our upper body. Once we've done our activation exercises, next one we're going to work on our band work, so a little bit of mobility through the shoulders. We're going to work on our dislocate, make sure you have a TheraBand. From there, everything nice and square, nice and tall in our posture. Again, stay nice and still, all the mobility comes in the shoulder. Don't we see any rotation when we do this exercise? You see you're nice and tall and no movement back and forward with the hips. Stay nice and tall. Once we've done a number of dislocates, around about 30 seconds, then we're going to start to work at our scapular abductions, okay? Scapular pull apart. Here, working across the chest, hold that position and turn, okay? Slight bit of flexion through the elbow, nice and still through the upper body, nice and engaged through there, okay? Nice and wide as we're working through. Okay. Next exercise you need to do with a partner, or you can attach your band against the wall. First exercise is going to be our pulls to external rotation. So with this, the band is going to be nice and loose. I don't want it to be too tight in this position. And we're going to have our palms facing down to the floor, okay? What I want you to do, I want you to pull. So elbows are level with my shoulders, and also my wrists are the same height as my elbows in that position there, okay? From there, I'm going to externally rotate, keep my elbows still, squeezing the glutes in, release, and back down, okay? In, back into that position there. When you're pulling, I want you to make sure you're thinking about being nice and wide. Don't let this arm come in. From here, I want you to in, externally rotate, and back in, okay? Do around about 6 to 8 reps on that. Stay nice and still before we move on to our next one. Next exercise is going to be our rows with our lateral raise. This time the palms are facing together, a little bit more tension on the bands, get it a little bit tighter. Bigger muscle groups. Last one's our rotator cuff. Again, they're there for stability, not for big, strong developmental muscle groups, okay? From here, palms facing together, elbows brushing in the line of the body, and we're going to come up into our lateral raise, okay? A little bit tight, squeeze in the elbows here, keep that 90 degrees through the elbows, and back down. One more time, here, nice and high, and back in, okay? Final exercise is a anti-lateral flexion exercise, so a pull-off press. Again, nice, wide, strong base, sit down. So we've got a little bit of flexion that engages with hamstrings and glutes. From there, hold the TheraBands, sternum height, press forward in a straight line. From there, we're going to go above my head, trying to lean away from the exercise. Don't let it pull you over this way. Back down into center, and back in, okay? Here, turn over head, down, and work. Again, after 6 reps, swap over, make sure you do exactly the same on the other side. Once we've done our band exercises, we're going to do a little bit more specific work. We're going to work on our ball control. So again, with your water polo ball or any type of ball, again working with a partner or against the wall, first exercise we're going to look at is going to be our internal rotator work, okay? So really want to isolate this work and also activate and get used to the shoulder being nice and mobile. So we're going to work in your full knee position, but I want you to do the elbow nice and still, and really want you to work and flick through. So here, nice and tall, I want you to think about down and forward, okay? Try and keep elbow back and really isolate that movement from here, then down, okay? With your partner against the wall, here, and working down, okay? Once you've done a number of reps, then make sure you swap over and do the same on the opposite side, okay? Next exercise, we're going to work on our extension for our thoracic spine and our rotation. Again, stay nice and tall, extend and rotate. Make sure I've got that good alignment for the ball and work forward. So full rotation as I move, okay? Extend up again, working with our partner here. Good. And also we're going to work through the other side. So hips stay, so knees stay square, and you've got that rotation predominantly through the upper body, okay? Really important and nice and mobile through there. Final one with the ball is going to be again our extension and our flexion through in this position here. So nice and high, extend and then flex through, okay? Extend and then flex through. Working through, nice and controlled. Really want to think about mobilizing that spine, working on an internal rotators, get them fired up, ready for the water. Once we've done our ball work, our last little bit, if you have got a med ball, use this. Use the med ball, and we're going to work on your speed and your velocity of movement, okay? So something like a 3 kg med ball would be ideal. I want you to work on your slams. It's the last thing you're going to do before you get straight into the water. So you really need to work on the fast twitch fibers, nice and powerful, nice and controlled. First one's going to be our slam, stretch up as high as you can, your full height. And I want you to then slam and bring the ball down in that position. Make sure I use my full body, don't just use my upper body, my arm. Full body movement. Here, slam, okay? Obviously with the med ball, more difficult, slam. Once you've done a number of reps, again, do this with your partner, do this on your own. We're going to work on our rotational slams, so we come up and round and slam. The other side, up and round, really stretch, legs down, round, slam down. Final ones are going to be our lateral slams or windmill slams to the side. So work up and slam down, okay? Up, slam down in that position there, okay? So really quick, really powerful, high velocity movement, really switch on the fast twitch fibers just before you get into the water, bang, off you go, okay? Thank you very much.